Well, today we're going to actually talk about two products, very similar but just slightly different. One is called Nourish and the other one is called Nourish with Iron. The branding is HyphaLink, so it's HyphaLink Nourish and HyphaLink Nourish with Iron. And basically they are very complex biostimulant products. So biostim products are products that can stimulate the plant in many ways or stimulate soil microbes or microbes that are on the leaf surface. They're soluble powder products as opposed to the liquid, in liquid concentrates, the liquid being a lot heavier to ship. So the soluble powder products are going to be far more cost effective to ship. If you are a professional, the large bulk sizes like these 50-pounders here, they're going to be very cost effective for you. The downside is that you'll have to scoop out the amount that you want, but the price point's pretty attractive. When you are a homeowner, you're going to buy a smaller package like these 2-pounders. They're going to go a long way. I mean, a 2-pound patch is going to treat 100 gallons of water in a spray formulation. We also have smaller packages and medium-sized packages that are going to be marketed through USPS flat rate shipping. Homeowners are leaning into NPK products like fertilizers, granular fertilizers, and most of all of those products on the market don't have anything that's in this product here. So it's kind of like eating a steak without all the trimmings. And I wouldn't even go as far as to call an NPK fertilizer a steak. I would probably refer to it as maybe at best like a straight protein powder drink, and it's not going to sit in your stomach more than probably 30 minutes and you're going to be hungry again. But that's what NPK fertilizers are like. They're highly soluble, they leach, they run off, they volatilize into the air. These ingredients don't do any of that. So in fact, these ingredients allow you to use far less NPK or granular fertilizers or liquid fertilizers sprayed out of a hose end sprayer. These ingredients are basically everything but the NPK. Pretty much every industry that grows plants or treats soils can use these products. In fact, you can not only treat soils for the purpose of improving crop production or turf grass aesthetics and growth and rooting or tree vitality and health overall. But you can actually use these products, unlike any kind of an NPK fertilizer, you can use these products for remediation of soils because not only will we tie up heavy metals with these products, but we can actually feed beneficial microbial populations or biology in the soil, if you will, thereby sparking, if you will, bioremediation of the soil, which comes from a vast diversity of organisms that break different forms of toxic metals down into their elemental forms, which are safer. If you feed microorganisms, you don't want to just feed any. So you want to use ingredients that select for truly beneficial organisms or microbes. And the reason you want to feed truly beneficial ones is because you don't want to feed the disease pathogens because your crops generally don't want to be afflicted with diseases. So it is very important that you be very selective as to what kind of ingredients you actually put in these products. And we are. So by feeding the proper organisms and by feeding a very large diversity, it's like saying, am I alone going to be good for this society? No. But are you, am I, are all the people that work within our firm and all the people at large in this community, do they all have value to add? Absolutely. So does each microbe have value to add, especially on the beneficial side of the fence. So by feeding microbes, we basically kick into gear the entire soil digestive process, soil fertilizer manufacturing process. People, didn't have quote unquote fertilizers 200 years ago other than maybe manure. So what the microbes actually do is they begin a process of manufacturing plant nutrition, which is taken up into the plant and then basically helps to create a plant food through photosynthesis. No fertilizers are true plant food. So I could go on a whole separate tangent with that, but true plant food is strictly only photosynthate carbohydrate sugars, which they're produced through the process of photosynthesis. All we're doing is trying to make sure that we have plants that have a really full-bodied and diverse and holistic balance of ingredients that can be used in the bakery, meaning in the chloroplast, for the purpose of photosynthetic carbohydrate sugar plant food production. And that's what the plant lives on, literally. It doesn't necessarily live on this, but these improve the plant food production, which then, of course, drives all of the plant vitality. And the more diversity of good, healthy nutrition you have, the more vital or healthy the plant will be. It's like you and me just taking vitamin C versus taking a multivitamin. It gives us a lot of other nutrition that we can benefit from. Long story short, the plant doesn't use all of that. The plant takes a lot of those photosynthate carbohydrate sugars and dumps them either on the leaf surface as plant exudates through the leaves, or through the roots as root exudates into the soil. And those exudates of photosynthate carbohydrate sugars literally create a continuum of feeding soil biology, which then starts the whole fertilizer manufacturing process all over again. So the plant takes what it needs, makes photosynthate carbohydrate sugars, i.e. plant food, true plant food, and then it uses, say, an average of 50 or 60% of that, and then it dumps the rest outside the plant to feed its microbial communities, which it knows are going to in turn feed it back. You would use this to enhance the overall effect of a foundation building block, such that you frame up the house, you put on the brick, you put on the siding and the shutters and all the nice trim, you do all the interior work, flooring, kitchen, bath, all that nice diversity in a home. That comes from this. Basically what we're doing is we're saying this is really the guts of it all. It's really the guts. But what we want to do is we'll just use a little bit of Flourish, i.e. the NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium product, to just kind of ice the cake. So this really, to me, is a primary engine. A lot of people are searching for lower costs fertilizers, NPK products right now, because of all of our world events, which are making it difficult to get synthetic and even some organic fertilizers at reasonable prices. And because of that, one thing you can do is you can actually use this as a leveraging tool to reduce the amount of NPK fertilizers that you use, therefore making your applications more cost effective, but at the same time, you're going to find you like them better because they actually will do a far better job. Unlike, as an example, another thought would be if you're concerned about safety of products, one thing would be if I'm going out there with an NPK product that's, say, made in a foreign country whose name I will not mention, the fact of the matter is such that those products may have heavy metals and the like in them. These products are going to be very, very safe to use in the ecosystem, in your home lawn, in pastures, around grazing animals. I mean, you literally could go and make an application of this product over top of the entire lawn or pasture, and then go out, and if you wanted to graze like a grazing animal, you could actually graze. This little bag right here, 2-pound bag, 2 pounds of straight Nourish does 100 gallons. I said that once before, but it's really important to put this in perspective. 2 pounds makes 100 gallons of spray. This box, 50-pound box right here, 25 pounds is going to make what is that, 25 times 100, so 2,500 gallons of spray. That goes a long way. If you're a home, oh, and by the way, it's got an indefinite shelf life as long as you keep the bag sealed from humidity. Even if it were to set up like a block, you can take an ice pick and a sledgehammer and you can beat it back into powder, and it is still going to work exactly the same as it did the day it shipped to you. So this, as long as you keep the moisture out, you're good to go. It'll live longer than I will live. Long story short, the iron is different. You're going to use a 3-pound bag to 100 gallons. So, you know, I'm not sure what that'll do. 50 divided by 3 is like 16 something, I think. So 1,600 gallons this bulk box will do, give or take. Still going a very long way. Personally, I like to see a combination of the two in use. I like to have a little iron when I want a little iron, but not too much. I like to lean into this straight Nourish most of the time and use this to kind of ice the cake or polish things up at certain times a year. And sometimes I will actually use a half and half kind of rate because I just don't want too much iron. That's just me, but that's what these products are worth and what they're all about. A real big thing today, obviously with fuel costs where they're at and not knowing where inflation is going to go, we need products that are economically viable compared to more freight sensitive products like a ton of fertilizer or like gallons or 5-gallon pails worth of liquid concentrates. So that's where these soluble powder formulations come in, because they're 100% soluble. What's really interesting about that is right now I can turn with parcel shipping costs being high on things like this, while they're still lower than liquid concentrates, these parcels do have some weight to them. These are 50-pound boxes. They're going to be 53, 54 pounds on shipping, and they cost money to ship across the country. So in an effort to try to help people, what we're doing is we're taking some of these different United States Postal Service packages, and these are flat rate shipping packages, so they have a flat rate, whatever fits ships is their slogan, I think. And we're going to be able to put a pound in this box, no problem. We're going to be able to put in a padded envelope, we'll be able to put 5 pounds, 10 pounds in this medium flat rate box, and the one on the bottom there, that's a large flat rate box. We're going to be putting 20 pounds of Nourish or Nourish with iron in those boxes, and I can ship anywhere in the country for, you know, $18 right now on that box. That's probably going to change a little bit with rising fuel costs and what have you, but it's still a far cry below even a UPS or FedEx parcel, and it's just going to give you medium-sized packages as well. If you don't want a 2-pounder, like this is a 2-pounder, and then with iron, this is a 3-pounder, and these are both 50-pound bulk boxes. So you're going to be able to get some nice in-between sizes here if that's what you really want to invest in. So I just wanted to make a note that we're endeavoring to try to give people as good a freight rate as we possibly can give them, and that'll be as a delivered price online. So listen, I appreciate you joining me today. I love these products. It's been a long time coming to be able to put something so complex in 2 boxes and bags and what have you, but I will stand behind these products. My name's Erik Morgan. I'm from Organic Approach. I founded the companies here, and hopefully I'll be here for a long time to come. Feel free to reach out to me and let me know if you have questions. Thank you.